out there. It is another day, another time for us to do what gives us excitement. It is the promise on AKBC channel 45. You know the promise is the production of the Round Media World. And my name is Edoma, the son of Jonah. On today's edition of the program, we'll be looking at entrepreneurship. What is it all about? And how can young ones, especially young persons in Akwa Ibom State, the youth key into entrepreneurship? Today, we will be joined by a business guru, one man who has made marks in the sands of time with regards to do with business and entrepreneurship. He's going to tell us how it started and how it has been with him so far. Any regrets at all? I can assure you that you're going to love him when he speaks. Fasten your seatbelt, do not move a muscle. I can assure you that you will smile at the end of this program. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I may sound like a master of ceremony. Join me, welcome Mr. Magnus Chukwuekezie. He's the chairman, Everyday Foods Group. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you.
Many thanks, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's good to have you in my office.
I only have been seeing you on pages of newspapers.
Wow. Okay, no, but it's life. We are up and about. I do business. I still work in the bank and a whole lot. So that's why it's not that I'm hiding, but I'm not. I'm very much engaged.
I appreciate that the fact that you've descended from your high horse just to get on a program today.
No problem.
You are not an easy
anytime.
Okay.
Anytime.
Okay, sir. Now, for the benefit of those who are watching you for the very first time, I think it was Aristotle who said that the best form of introduction is self-introduction. Can you just take us through your profile?
Okay, my name is Magnus Chukwuekezie. I am the chairman of Everyday Foods Group. Okay. I'm also the divisional head in Keystone Bank. I worked in UBA. I worked in the former bank PHB. I've worked in FCMB, Assurance Bank, and Citizens Bank. So right now I'm in Keystone, like I said, as a divisional head in charge of government crossing. But I'm also, most importantly, the chairman of Everyday Foods Group. I have MBA in banking and finance. I have PSc in accounting. I'm a chartered accountant, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, and I'm also a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Management. Presently, I am doing my PhD work in accounting, because we learn every day. I'm married to Neka, and we have 4 kids: Magna, Chris, Emmanuel, and Marisol.
Fantastic. Fantastic, sir. Now, before you got to all of these positions, sir, can you just take us through your upbringing way back when you were playing in the sun? How was it like? Were you born with a silver spoon?
No, really. I was born in the village in Inyi, during the village. I went to the primary school in the village. I went to the secondary school in the same village. The only time I got out of the village was when I went to the University of Nigeria. Okay. And from there, came to Port Harcourt to do service, and then after the service, I came to Akwa Ibom to work in Citizens Bank. Growing up was not easy. Like I have polio. I have bad leg, and it wasn't easy, growing up. But here we are. Sometimes they say your scar can become your star, because right from day one, I used to engage my head to be able to get things done fast. For example, if I want to go to the airport, for example, I need to think and know what time it takes me to get there, because I won't be able to rush like others. Yeah. So you see me very methodical most of the time. And when we were in primary school, I remember in those days when we were given assignments, I would finish my own and leave it in the headmaster's office, because I won't be able to carry my bag and also carry myself. So I finish my homework, drop it in the office, and then go home. Because it wasn't easy even walking, let alone hanging a bag. So it keeps me a step ahead. So when teachers are teaching, when others may be playing, I'm concentrating. So I think those things help me in life, and then the use and misuse of life. So if you use your brain more often, it gets more active. If you don't use it, it relaxes. So I think it can help me.
Okay, sir. Now, on completion of your studies, you worked for government, or you delved into entrepreneurship?
On completion of youth service, by the way, I was the copper of the year in Rivers State in year 2000. I was the copper of the year, and I was given an award with a cash prize of about 50,000. I was big. Then I could buy a Volkswagen.
You studied accounting or something related?
I studied accounting.
Okay.
I studied accounting in University of Nigeria campus, and then also did MBA in finance, banking and finance. Okay. University. So
now we move into the nitty-gritty. What endeared you to go into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, that's actually the need, because when I got a job in Citizens Bank, after a while, our then MD Chikambon went to Assurance Bank, and we went to Assurance Bank with him, and then came Soludo with this consolidation, recapitalization of 25 billion and all that. Okay. And the bank I was working with then, Assurance Bank, couldn't meet the capitalization. And before then, I never thought of business anyway. So, but when I was out of job for like 5 months in 2005, I was out of job because of that. I had about 750,000 naira savings, and I gave it to Ubotex. You know Ubotex?
Yeah.
So he would buy cement and sell it, and then give me about 80,000 a month if he does 2 trips. Okay. And I was getting 80,000, and I was asking myself, if someone can do this for me when I'm not doing anything, what the hell am I doing in the bank? So I started thinking really of not even going back to the bank at all. But I tried to do that same business. I discovered that it won't take me far because of the paucity of funds. And I went back. I said, okay, let me go back to continue to work, to get more money, to be able to establish a business. Also, while Albertus was doing that, after a while, he stopped because he had to travel. He was not around for like 3 months. I gave the same money to one other lady, Praise Benson. She's married to one Igbo. She's married to an Igbo man now. She used to do a distribution of biscuits, biscuits. And she was giving me like 40,000 to 60,000 every month, depending on how many times, the turnover, the number of trucks she got. So when I finally got a job in FCMB in 2005, that same year, I knew I made a decision that I would be able to, once I save small money, I'm going to start a business. So I started saving. And not long, I saw an opening here at Omore Lane. I bought this land about 3 million then in 2007 or so, 2007. Okay. And by 2009, we had opened the cold room. We had a cold room here. We had opened the cold room, and I had a small warehouse because I wanted to either sell cement or that same biscuits that other woman was selling. But because it was a cold room, cement was out of it. So we went for that biscuits business. But when we went to Lagos to get the biscuits, it wasn't possible because they didn't have a need for distributors here. And the lady who was working there took us to go and do cherry noodles. So we came back and we started selling. We had a cold room and the noodles, cherry noodles, and that's how it started. And that's what took me to entrepreneurship. I went there for security because I'm like, what if I lose my job a second time? I don't want to continue to, look for people to lean on. Okay. So let me start something so that if I lose my job, good and fine, I will continue with the business.
At that point, were you not taking risk, considering the humongous amount that you had to go in with? I had an interview with Honorable Eden's. He said he started Eden's Ultimate with only 45,000 naira. So now, for you to have gone into business with humongous amounts like 750,000, wasn't it that a risk?
Yeah, I had to. In business, you have to also do some kind of study. Though I didn't do a great job of it at that time, but I knew that if I put my money in cold room business, which was to buy fish and maybe do ice blocks and all that, you could see that it's not really so much of a risk. The only risk there is that you may be out of power. But then I had to buy a brand new generator. We got the cold room working, and we put fish, and from day one, people came to buy. The only mistake I made at that time was that I did not do a lot of research. I did not know that I had to go and meet the Market Women Association at Akpanandem before they could come and buy. It was after the fish was there for like 3-4 days, and we were telling everybody, but nobody came until they told us you have to go and pay homage. So no, we had to go and buy some drinks.
For consultation?
Yes, before they started. And immediately they started coming to buy. Also, at that time I thought that we could just buy any fish. So we went bought only mackerel and one other kind of fish, which was not in vogue at that time here. What they were taking here was scumbi, and then it changes from time to time. Okay. So what we did was to sell the fish now to someone else in Omai. So it's risky really, but also when you talk about humongous amount, I was working in the bank then, so I had saved like 4-5 months salaries. So really I had to sacrifice for that. I was denying myself a lot of things until I got hold of that huge chunk. So really risky, yes, yeah. But if it had gone, no stress, because it's something I said it was like a do or die stuff. Because I couldn't just bear the thought of going down the same lane of losing a job without anything. Yeah, we started at Everyday. We started this company as Everyday Fish because we started with the cold room, and then the distribution of cherry noodles, and we also had a small restaurant down there for people.
You produce this cherry noodles?
No, we don't produce. We get it from Lagos. We're actually the sole distributors in Akwa. So that's what we do. We started with cold room, and that distribution business for cherry noodles, and then the eatery. But as time went on, we opened other cold rooms, other branches. We have two at Akpanandem actually, one at Etam, and then another one at Odomana. And then from the cherry noodles business, when other businesses came, like Nestle came, and they were looking for distributors, and they told us, so what's in it? And it's okay if you can buy one truck, we can be giving you some credit and all that, giving you a credibility. And then we went into Nestle. We are also distributing for Procter & Gamble and one other company called Suntory. So that's what Everyday Foods is.
Do you have other branches aside from Akwa Ibom State?
Yeah, we have one in Calabar, because the P&G business we do covers both Akwa Ibom and Crossing.
Okay, now coming down to Akwa Ibom State, what are the challenges that you faced?
The challenges are enormous. Really, it's not. I met someone 2 days ago, and I was telling the man about business, and he told me, no, you can't do any business unless you are there by yourself and all that. And I kept on talking. It's true that you must be there, but it's not all the time you can be there. You can trust people to do, And then another challenge is issue of of levies, huge levies and taxes, and then the cost of doing business. Like when I tell you, there's no market here because the people here are the people here. You don't have people come in and go. Take Anambra State for example. People from Asaba can come to Anambra to buy Onisha to buy them from Enugu. They can come from, then you see people. Or look at this place like Abia State. People can come from Akwa people can come from Port Harcourt, or a whole lot of places. So you see, the market will be thick. But in Akwa, in fact, you can't sell unless you go to drop it to people in their houses or in their shops. The reason is not that they don't want to buy. They want to buy, but they need a market where they can come and they buy all that they need. Take an Intep supermarket, for example. Intep supermarket cannot come to any market to go and buy. There's no market in Aba. He must go to Aba because he needs to buy matches, he buys Bama, he buys all sorts of things. You can't expect Inteps to come, he goes to this place, buys, goes to that place. No. He just goes to the market with a lorry and goes to Aba, picks everything, and then that's it. So that's the big issue we have.
Okay. Coming to, I understand you're a business coach. I've followed you closely and I've been seeing your updates, starting and managing a sustainable business. What has entailed you to do this? What has given you the driving force?
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of people, thinking that business can be done. Yeah, I know it's difficult, but if we have more people doing business, okay. I know plenty of people that are 10 times, I don't know how, I don't want to say rich people in Akwa Ibom, but they have money maybe in houses, maybe they build houses, putting people to rent or they have money in the bank or whatever. Okay. Now, it doesn't help the society. I employ over 300 persons. So if you can imagine if you have 20 more persons, employing 300 persons in Akwa Ibom, that's what we're talking about. So when you have, why I'm doing that actually is to get people to get interested, to know that this thing can be done. It's just for you to follow simple rules. If you don't follow the rules, yes, it will hurt. Yeah. Okay,
now I was about coming to that, the staff strength. So you said you employed over 300 people. So how is it like? Paying salaries and all of those things?
Yeah, and funny enough, we pay salaries both in season and out of season. Yeah, because people have worked. Some places I've seen few people that will leave this place. They will say, "Oh, we got salary raise. Maybe we're paying you 100,000 here. Then you get to another company that will pay you 110 or 120, and they run off." What happens there? At the end of the month, if those people they don't make profit, they will not pay. They won't be paid. But here, we know that business profit is part of cost. It's an expense. So it's an expense. You must pay before you know whether you make profit or loss. Okay. So, but it's also what helps us is also because of the diversification that we have. We have run cold rooms. Sometimes, like now, our cold room business is not doing quite well. But we have others that are doing quite well. We do noodles, palliative people are buying noodles, and also that line of business is doing well. So when the cold room is not doing well, we come into business because we are well diversified. Anyway, that's
now coming down to business. Let's put it side by side with politics. The mentality of some people is that politics is the only avenue you can do greater things to greater number of persons. Now in business, have you used it to benefit the lives of people, like touching lives and giving support to people?
Yeah, really. If I check how much we spend on a monthly basis, take for example, we pay maybe wage bill of about 12 million or more every month. If you multiply that by 12, that's about 140. Really, businesses, though the people also work, but mind you, for politicians, they also do work, because where you go campaigning, standing under the sun, you are doing work. So if you finish and you are paid, that's also we're part of payment. So I'm saying, yeah, politicians good, they're doing their stuff, but what they can do also is while they are, doing politics, they can also make rules that will help businesses to thrive, so that because you need an economy that is booming. If I tell you this, the Akwa Ibom State government received, I don't know, I may guess maybe say 15 billion a month or whatever, and then Anambra State government receives maybe 3 billion. But the money in circulation in Anambra State may be 3 or 4 times bigger than what is, you can imagine that. The reason is that this one comes in, only government does work, if no other person. But if you have other people doing stuff, that's it. And what government can do, there are a lot government can do. First of all is the issue of CFO. They should be able to sign certificates of occupancy for people. And when you do that, there are a lot of business people that can't borrow money from banks because they don't have CFO. If government can sign that, government will make revenue, and government will help people to have collateral to fund their businesses, get loans from banks. Yeah.
All right, then, just as we are about to sign off, what would be your advice to acquire young person, especially the youth? So, what would be your advice to them in terms of politics and entrepreneurship?
For me, my advice to the youth is that we must be steadfast and get the electoral process right. And once that is done, let me tell you, if we have a good way of electing leaders, if a leader comes and we say, okay, we want you to empower people, build roads to the rural communities, do things that will make people, because it's not only if farmers can make money also, if government can do all that, then the life is good. You see that those people that are in the villages that are coming to look for politicians, they will be engaged in farming, and when they farm, they see where to sell their goods and all that. So and any government that can't do it, the next time for election, you vote the government out, and gradually, that's why you see what happened in America. Trump couldn't do what they wanted, and they voted him out. So that's for me the ultimate. It's not about, because if you want to do business, most people are frustrated doing business. Most people are frustrated. I won't tell you a lie. Very many people, you can imagine how much we spend on diesel to run a cold room. Cold room is what a person can come out from school and say, okay, I want to go into it. You really know that you have power. You only get it, and then you can borrow money, and you are sure that when you borrow money, you have constant power. So you bring the fish, you sell. But if you borrow money and you get a generator, you are not able to put diesel in it. You will not be able to pay back, and the bank will say you are a criminal. But you are not really a criminal. It's a situation in the country that has made a lot of people to become beggarly. It's not that we have very strong, very entrepreneurial people.
Okay.
It's a situation.
So coming to that, what's the Akwa Ibom of your dream? What's the Nigeria of your dream?
The Akwa Ibom of my dream, a Bakadip seaport, really.
Okay.
Now, if we have that, and the airport is international, that's the Akwa Ibom of my dreams in the short term, because you see, business activities will boom when trucks are coming from. People will not go to Lagos again. People may not even go to Lagos. That is the biggest seaport and Nigeria will ever get. Okay. So if that happens, you see a business will explode. You see Lagos here. Okay. You see what happens in Lagos will happen here, because people will come here, establish companies, a whole lot of things will happen. And then if the government gets money, government will concentrate and use the money to do other things, because the economy will be fueling itself. Okay. And the idea we're talking about may be more than what we're even getting as a location.
Okay, I come back to you. Where do you see everyday fish in the nearest future?
Yeah, I say, well, in the nearest future, we have expanded, but in life
Vietnam is everyday
foods group. Everyday food group. We've done massive expansion. For me, I'm always a very contented person. When we had only here, I was contented. So when we increased the number of code rooms, I was contented. Right now, I'm contented. But I know that we have a few other things to still do. So for me, we would want to now move into manufacturing. Just instead of selling things for people, we should be able to produce things and then also sell. That would be the next line of action.
What would be your parting message to our Bible-mites and Nigerians, those who will be watching you right now?
Well, I would say that nothing limits anybody. Whatever you think, go for it, because everything in life begins in the mind. I tell you, when I was growing up, I didn't know I was going to drive a car, but I used to dream. And with my legs, I was thinking of how I will construct a car that I will be using hand to engage the gear. That's what I was thinking, even before I owned a car. And it kept on in my head, So until one day, I saw a car and I entered and I was able to drive. So it's all in our heads. Whatever we want can be done. God has given us that enablement.
Wow. Many thanks. I really appreciate your time for having descended from your high horse once again. I must say, many thanks, sir. Yes, and to you viewers out there, you've heard it from Mr. Magnus. It's a bundle of inspiration. I hope you are inspired and then just Dakada in the spirit of the philosophy of His Excellency the Udom Gabriel Emmanuel. Arise and do something. Do not depend on your salary. A man once said that 4 rivers water the Garden of Eden. So do not depend on salary alone. It won't take you to anywhere. Many thanks for having selected to be part of our program today. See you same time, same channel next week. Don't ever forget that God is not late. He only comes later just to make you the latest. I remain yours truly, Edoma, the son of Jonah. Be cool, be good. Bye-bye.